According to the IRS, the #1 crime in America today is identity theft. True story. Do you know 3 people who have not had their identity stolen? Guess what? The statistics say that 1 in 4 Americans will fall victim to some form of identity theft. Now, go congratulate your 3 friends who got off easy. Am I telling you this just to make you paranoid? Kick the covers all night? Hardly. I bring good tidings, because you know me, you can beat the odds. If I fail you, I have a $5 million guarantee in place to put your life back together. Yes, it does feel a bit like a superpower, but I refuse to wear the tights. Seriously though, identity theft is no laughing matter. Let me protect you. Before it happens. CFRN.net/legal shield. You can thank me later. Your peace of mind is waiting at CFRN.net/legal shield.
Howdy, Dwayne, CFRN. Here I am again. 4 days in a row. Imagine that. Who would have thought a guy could get lucky 4 days in a row? Nobody. That's who. Absolutely, positively, nobody. You can't get lucky 4 days in a row in the markets. Just defies the laws of statistics. Especially when you're talking about 9 markets, 2 trades per market. 9 times 2 is 18 times 4. 72. I did that in my head. Okay. When I sent the alerts out last night, I said I already sent tonight's alerts because I had. I also made a video because I had. In fact, I've made 3 videos in 3 days, all 15 minutes each. They demonstrate how much money is sleeping in your inbox every single night. That's if you're a subscriber or on the trial. Hopefully it's not sleeping. Hopefully it's wide awake and generating income. Now, trading is risky. You can lose all of your money and then some. To use these numbers or any of the other products that CFRN offers, you need to go to CFRN.net. You need to look at the bottom of the home page. You need to click on the CFTC required disclosures, read them, and then you need to go and click the bottom of the home page on the CFRN disclaimers. It is required reading, okay? Before you start throwing money at the market, you make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, all right? Very, very important. Now, they demonstrate how much money is sleeping in your inbox every single night, or not. Or not. I did a video Sunday night, did a video Monday night, did a video Tuesday night, and according to the calendar, today's Wednesday. Here I am again. Now, as I did with the 3 previous, when I complete this video, I will put it here, emini.cfrn.net, and I'll put it here, youtube.com/CFRN. It'll say Concierge Trade Alert Trial Day 4. Now, tomorrow's the last trading day of the week. The markets will open tomorrow night for Globex trading, but it's going to be pretty quiet holiday trade. Markets will trade up until about 1 o'clock Eastern. When they shut down around 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday, they will not reopen Sunday night for Globex as far as I know. They will not reopen until Monday morning around 7 a.m. Okay? I will still send out the Concierge Trade Alerts Sunday night. No, I'm sorry. I will not send out the Concierge Trade Alerts Sunday night because the markets won't be open. I'll send them out Monday night. The weekly trading zones that you typically get Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern, you won't get them until Tuesday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. That's the way holidays work at CFRN. So you've had plenty of time to screen grab, screenshot, do whatever you need to do. Hit pause, write it down. However you roll. Okay? I'm just going to go through them real quick. I marked them up on the radio show today. That was yesterday. Today on the... Oh, and as you notice, it no longer says last week's zones. I adjusted the zones. I adjusted the zones to this week's zones today live on the radio show. Now, if we back her up to this past Sunday night, Globex opened right at a zone. Went from zone to zone to zone to zone to zone. Some of our traders just trade zone to zone. Zone to zone to zone. Now, look how this thing walked the line. That's a 1-point zone. These are 30-minute candles. Zone to zone, overshot the zone, back up to the zone, back down to the zone, back up to the zone. Overshot it, didn't quite make it to the 59.60. Back down, another 8 points. And we had a 2.5 point trade this morning, followed by another 2-point trade, it looks like, this afternoon on the S&P. If you need to get a hold of us, 949-42 Emini, support at CFRN.net. Okay? Let's go to the Dow. Sell 25.70. That trade was good for $400 per contract. That's what the market made available. Now I'm going to just say this once like I did last night. We never get out at the exact swing low because we trail our stop. We do that to maximize the potential on the trade, but it also means that we're most probably going to leave something on the table. Sometimes we leave a lot on the table. It's okay. Leave a little something for the next guy. Good karma. All right? So as this thing starts to pull back, maybe you get whacked with 300. Maybe you get whacked with 200. That's a great day. This is one contract. This is the Dow. Costs $500 margin to trade the Dow. You want to trade 10 Dow contracts? That's $5,000. Don't just go trade it because you got the money. First, you need an education. First, you need to be consistently profitable in the simulator. Then you need to go live with one contract. Then you need to increase your account balance by $2,000. Then we put you on the 2420 blueprint designed to increase your account balance from 1 to 20 contracts over a period of 24 months. So with just one contract, the market made $400 per contract available. Now you've heard me say more times than you care to remember that important prices and important areas are almost always tested. And people say, well, how do I know it's an important price or an important area? Because I tell you in the email. That's part of the reason I send the email. Price pulls back and look where it goes. There you go. He made that up. No, I didn't. Honest, I didn't. You can't make this stuff up. The swing high of this candle is 205.71. It went exactly one tick above the trigger. Now, how far does it have to go above the trigger to create a brand new trade? One tick. True story. And so it dropped to $4.99. So that's going to be 71. That's 71. 71 times 5. It's $355 per contract available. Practically no risk. You're either right or wrong. One of the two. Why would that go away, whatever it is? There we go. Okay, so there's your Dow. Soybeans. What a wild ride the beans took today. Okay, we said in the email last night, consider buying 946. First run up was good for 3.5 points. Get back below the trigger. Take off again. Good for 5.5 points. Soybeans pay $50 per point, just like the S&P 500. The only difference is the margin to trade the S&P 500 is only $500 per contract. You're only risking $100 if you're trading the way we trade in the live training room. If you're trading the Concierge Trade Alerts, your risk is dictated upon where the chart tells you to put the stop. And when you get your training videos, they explain in great detail how to know exactly where the stop goes and where to look for profit. When to tighten up your stops, when to get the heck out. Okay? So price gets back below the trigger. This time it's good for 5.5 points at $50 per point. Of course, we didn't get out at the top for reasons previously disclosed. Crude. These are this week's zones. We went from zone to zone back to the zone. Now, from 52.95 to 53.60, that would be 65 points. So each trip, it's $650 per contract up and $650 per contract back down. Nice? I think it's kind of nice. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Okay, what do we got? Oh, them bonds, them bonds. The alerts went out last night at 2000 hours. I got them out a little later than I had planned. So this vertical line, that's when the email hits your inbox. Okay. And our suggestion on the bonds was to buy 153.07. Bonds are a strange animal. It takes a certain breed of cat to trade the bonds. Buy 153.07. Buy 153.07. Now, bonds pay $31.25 per tick. There's 32 ticks to a point. Get my point? If you do the math, that means 1 point in bonds is worth $1,000 per contract. Now, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Look what happened. Price ran up to 153.20. That's 13 ticks times 31.25 per tick. Okay? And then what did price do? It got back below the trigger, didn't it? And then it made a run up to 153.31. 31 minus 7, would be 24. 24 times 31.25 per tick. And that's just to give you an idea of what that looks like in real money. 31.25 times 23 equals $718. $718.75 per contract available. How many contracts can you trade? As many as you want. How many should you trade? As many as you're qualified to trade. Well, how do I know how many I'm qualified to trade? Because you start in Sim, and once you put together 10 consecutive profitable days, you go live with one. And when you increase your account balance by $2,000, you add a second contract. You're now qualified to trade 2 contracts. Then you follow the 2420 blueprint, and you'll know when it's time to add number 3. If at any time on the journey you become unprofitable, we grab you by the pants leg and pull you back into the simulator. We don't believe in letting our traders bleed out on the trading floor. No. Got to get in the simulator. We got to do some one-on-one personal mentoring. We got to see what happened, what went wrong. We got to figure out what happened. We got to solve the crime. And then you'll spend a couple days in Sim regaining your confidence, and you'll step right back out where you were when you had a slip. If you were at 3, you go back to 3. If you were at 5, you go back to 5. If you were at 7 and you want to go back to 4, I'm not going to stop you. But you never increase more than 1 contract at a time. Okay? That's the law. Now, what else we have going on today? The NQ. Looks like I never marked up the NQ. Let's find out why. Okay, NQ, NASDAQ. Last night the email said consider buying 54.05. And if you did that, it didn't take long I guess that worked out okay. Well, it could have. Depends on how you manage the risk. 54.05. All right, buy 54.05. Okay, now what was the swing high? 54.1275. 54.1275. That's 7.75 times $20 per point per contract. How much does it cost to trade the NASDAQ? $500 per contract. All of the indices, S&P, Dow, Russell, NASDAQ, they all cost $500 per contract to trade. Okay? Now, when you get into gold and crude, soybeans, those are more expensive. Okay? On the sell side of the NASDAQ, we said to consider selling 53.94. That about right? That's about right. Sell 53.94. Oh, you know what? We gotta drag this baby all the way over here. Why? Because that's also 53.94. Okay, so from 53.94 we drop down to a low of 86.25. 53.94, we'll round that up to 87. We're just going to call that 7 points. $7 times $20 per point. Okay? That's what the market made available. Now over here, it was a little kinder. It went all the way down to a low of 53.69.50. So let's roll that up to 53.70 to be conservative. 53.70 to 53.93. No, 94. 73. Well, 73 to 93. That'd be 20. So that's 21 points. 21 times $20 per point. Okay? Now, I'm not going to measure the next one. Why? Because it didn't rally enough to get above the trigger to create a new trade. And if you were trailing your stop, this stopped you out with profit. Okay? So that's the NASDAQ. 140 bucks, 140 bucks, a little over 400 bucks. Okay. What have we not covered? NQ, we got it. Russell. We did not do the Russell. Do the Russell. Okay. So on the Russell, what we said was consider buying 1380. It went up to 82.70. So that's $135 per contract available. And on the sell side, let me drag this back out so you can snap shoot it again, or however you want to do it. The paparazzi went wild. Snap, snap, snap. Okay. Alright, Russell sell 1371. Well, that's pretty. Man, I hope when the CME brings it home, they take it back to $100 a point. All I want for Christmas. If that's all you want for Christmas, you might be a trader. Sell 1371. Okay. And from 1371, we dropped all the way down to 56.20. What if we roll that all the way up to 57, just to be really conservative? 71 minus 57 times $5 a times $50 a point, 700 bucks. Yippee-ki-yay. $700 per contract available. Now, the last chart I'll show you is gold. I saved it to the end because it's kind of a little bit painful. I didn't want to run you off too early. Come on, give me the gold. Ha, I see my trend line got broken. Ooh, nice stuff happened at the end of the day. Oh, don't be so sad, Dwayne. It's not so bad after all, baby. 20, 100 hours. Bang. All right, on gold. The email said, consider buying 1278. Okay. Well, if you bought 1278, oh, I beat myself up all day for nothing. What's wrong with me? Maybe I have like a complex or something. $12.78. $12.78. Okay. So the high right here from 78 to 81 is $380 per contract available. Okay. You down with that? And then on this one, the high was 75.60. Now, what were we buying? I should write it down, huh? Buy 1278, and then I won't forget. Buy 1278. Okay. From 78 up to, so that's $230 per contract available. Okay. And then at the end of the day, in came the cavalry. Man. But you know what? Well, I'm going to go to 4 o'clock. 16 minus 12 is 4. Yeah. I'm going to leave this one out. I'm just going to go with this one. Okay. So, the high here was 87.40. We were 60 cents shy. 6 ticks. What am I saying? 6 ticks shy of $1,000 per contract. But we'll do the exact math. How about that? I think I need a new mouse. Man of my stature should have a functioning mouse. I'm not sure what my stature is, but I'm gonna get them out. I'll go to the dollar store. They got them there. Okay. Now, if you get over into here, you actually tagged $1,000, but we're just gonna go to here. So let's go 1287.40. 1287.40 minus 1278 times $100. $940 per contract. Did I do that right? I'm gonna redo it. Hang on. $940 per contract available. Okay. See, $1 in crude is worth $1,000, but $1 in gold is worth $100. So based on that, from 78 to 87, that's right, $940 per contract available. So, what a stunning day. I would go back through all of them again, but why waste the time, your time, my time, anybody's time, when you can just watch the video again if you have an interest in any particular thing. Okay? Now, one last time, if you go here, emini.cfrn.net. You can see the Sunday night video, the Monday night video, the Tuesday night video, and about 30 minutes, the Wednesday night video. Alright? Don't know if I'm going to make any more videos. I am going to leave the $1 trial special up. Now, if you take that $1 trial, just look for the baseball player, look right above him, and it says go straight to the $1 trial. It doesn't roll over. At the end of 5 days, what happens? You stop getting alerts. That's 5 trading days. Doesn't roll over, doesn't charge you more money. You aren't joining the army. You aren't signing your life away. You aren't going to Mars. You just stop getting alerts. Now, if you're like most people, you'll be burning up the phone line going, dude, what do those things cost? It's like going out to my mailbox, except it's an inbox, and finding a pot of gold. Well, that might be a little dramatic, but there certainly was some gold there tonight, and the night before, and the night before. Now, are we magicians? No. We simply know how to read the market, and we share that with you, and we tell you what we think is the best idea. Do we sometimes get it right? Well, you've seen the videos. Do we sometimes get it wrong? Well, you've seen the videos. Yeah, we do. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. The beautiful thing is, as long as you are active, once you become a Concierge Trade Alert client, you get in the live training room, get to go to the partners meetings, get the weekly trading zones every Monday, and you get unlimited one-on-one personal mentoring. Nobody does that. Why? Because they'd be crazy to do that. We're crazy. Crazily passionate about what we do. Michael and I got beat to heck and back on our journey to Wall Street. We had our pockets picked so many times. We got mugged so many times. We coded so much garbage until we finally found something really simple, and we looked at each other and said, nodded our heads. We then trained people for 4 years on the radio for free. Then it started to consume our life. A zillion phone calls, a zillion emails, help me, help me, help me. And I said, Michael, my head's about to explode. I'm going to Machu Picchu for vacation. I'm going to sit on the mountaintop. I'm not going to shave my head. But I'm going to meditate on what we should do. Should we come back and just do the radio show and stop training people? Or should we do the radio show and charge people to train them? Or some iteration thereof? And when I got back from the mountain, Michael said, well, what are we going to do? I said, let's keep doing the radio, but let's devote the rest of our day to training, but the labor is worthy of his wages. Let's give people twice as much as they can get anywhere else and charge them half as much for it. He said, you really are crazy, aren't you? I go, yeah. It was the high altitude, I think. So we did it. We rolled it out. And since 2010, man, we've been making ticks and taking names. So if you want to be one of those names, call 949-42 Emini or send an email to support@cfrn.net. And I hope I'll see you in the live training room tomorrow. All you have to do is take the $1 trial. I'll be notified. I will send you out a lengthy email. Way down at the bottom is the link and the password to the live training room tomorrow. I put it way at the bottom to make sure you read the whole email, because you need to read the whole email and you need to watch the training videos. You also need to read the disclosures and the disclaimers and all the other stuff. All right? Love you. Hope you have a great night. See you tomorrow morning. Take care.